Alright, so for those of you just tuning in, we're about to do some 3v5 on the map Salt Marsh, because that's what everyone wanted me to do. I haven't really played Salt Marsh, actually, at all on the Forgotten, and I think they've changed it between HD and the Forgotten, so it's not, I don't think it's the same, like, old crappy Salt Marsh map that was infamously bad. I think they supposedly changed it, so I have no idea what this map looks like. Everyone wanted me to play the Vikings as well, so I guess I'm playing the Vikings this game, and yeah, should be a pretty fun match, although I honestly have no idea what this map looks like, so. Oh my god, I have a lot of berries. Do I not have music on? Oh, there we go. There's no music. Weird! Forgotten Ruins Salt Marsh. Well, what's the difference, man? Let me know. Yeah, what kind of? I have no idea what kind of map this is. I know what Salt Marsh was in the original Aoe2. There was like a decent amount of water, I guess. To a degree. I've seen. I think I've seen the Viper play on this map once. Decent amount of water. It's covered in shallows. Apparently, I have extra berries, so I guess that's a thing. I'm on the flank. I guess there could be a worse civ than the Vikings for this. Being on the flank. I don't know if there's like enough water on this map to justify a dock or anything, but we'll see. One of those lumber camps. Now that I've got 600 sheep. We're looking for help with your build order and whatnot. I've got a bunch of tutorials. There's a playlist on my YouTube page which might help you. But I don't like to talk about them too much when I play anymore, because many of the people who watch me are sick and tired of hearing about this standard build order mumbo jumbo. Salt Marsh used to be highly imbalanced, right? I think so. Map generation was really absurd. Like, sometimes players would have just like no fish at all on their side, or just really, really terrible map. But I don't know what the new Salt Marsh is at all. It's no problem, Crispy Ginger Pie. Yeah, let me know, guys, if, like, for some reason, whatever, too many of you don't get the stream to work. Pretty sure that's a problem on Twitch's end, but keep me posted. Just live up to your civ and go full Drush. Do you want me to Drush? I can Drush if you want. Okay, there's some more marsh stuff. So I guess this will be kind of hard to wall up. Now, normally I wouldn't really recommend getting loom this early, unless you're playing like a large team game like I'm doing, and it's definitely not the optimal thing to do, but I like to get loom early in these big team games in HD Edition, because I don't necessarily trust the lag. If I had $1 for every time my villager died to a boar due to a very conveniently timed lag spike because I didn't have loom, I would have a lot of money. So I think in this case it's worthwhile, but in general, if you can delay loom, that is to your advantage. So don't necessarily have to do it, but if you don't trust the lag, better safe than sorry. You don't want to lose a village. Okay, so you want me to rush? I can rush, I guess. We'll see where life takes us. Finally got it working good. I know that Twitch TV can be a little fickle about that sometimes. So let's see. This is my other boar. Not bad. Yes, we're doing a 3v5 is I guess my sort of new way of handling these lower rated player matches. Try and mix things up a little bit. I've got a bunch of not particularly high rated players on my team versus a 5 slightly lower rated guys. I don't foresee us having too much of a let's see, actually I should probably get that board now because it's pretty far away. I foresee this being a very easy match for us, considering that they have a massive population advantage on us. And yes, this is the civ, the Vikings is the civ that I would always random back when I used to play on feudal, but back when I used to play on it, it was called IGZ. Oh god, that guy already made it there. It's faster than I thought. Retrospect, I probably should have just sent that builder to the gold mine, but whatever. Boar lure is a bit mistimed, but life goes on. Boar's a little further away than I wanted. Kind of a close call there. Am I missing 2 sheep? Is that what's going on here? No, but 2 miners over there. Down another house right here. This is gonna be a pain in the ass to wall up. But let's see where life takes us. Okay, I've got the 60 gold now for the Drush. See how this goes. I don't think that this is gonna be a very good Drush, but whatever. It's really hard for me to play optimally when I'm like trying to talk and then occasionally read the Twitch chat as well. Multitasking is hard. I play much better offline. Let's get that house down here. Walling that up is going to be really difficult. Where's my opponent? It's probably somewhere over here. I'll drush this game. It's not going to be a very good drush. I don't drush very often. But I'll do it. See where life takes us. I don't know what the hell kind of map this is, though. That's the fun part, is I don't know this map at all. So. Okay, there's my Kazugul Kugel, and he is the Turks. Interesting. It still exists. Find it. It's just it's Loom Knight. No one can spell it correctly though. Ah, he's scouting me. Maybe he noticed the Drush. Spooky. So usually you Drush into a fast castle age, because the idea is that you keep your opponent occupied with your militia and whatnot, and then you kind of get them from there. And then you go to a fast castle age, because fast castle age is kind of risky, right? So I saw like a wolf over there, so I'm gonna walk a slightly different direction. I want to usually rush into a fast castle age, because fast castling is really risky for the most part, because you just get attacked and die, but it can really pay off having a tech advantage. Being able to get up multiple TCs sooner than your opponent is kind of like pretty swell, if I do say so myself. Just try and... Oh, his wood line is so close to his TC. So that's going to be kind of hard to raid. Should be able to advance in like a second. I'm not going to queue up another villager after this. Might have a teeny bit of idle time, but life goes on. As I'm waiting for the last, like, 10 food. First drop off. There we go. Not bad. It's going to delay my Dark Age quite a bit. Ah, there we go. It'll delay my feudal time, but that's normal. Not going to be as fast as a fast castle age per se, but you know, this keeps my opponent contained, and this will allow me to build up accordingly. And what I should probably do is I should probably close this gap. I can always delete it later. I think we'll put down another house. These houses also give me vision, which is nice, so my opponents like walk around there, even though it doesn't necessarily seal a gap. It does let me know what they're up to. You know, maybe he still has some berries left, so we're gonna go try and find that. I'm drushing because someone in the Twitch chat told me to do it. Why not? I told this guy to build a wall, and he's just sitting there like humping the barracks. He's like, no, I can't do that. Rez, how do you hotkey your scout? Press control and then a number at the same time, so just control 1, and now my scout is on 1. His lumber camp is so close to his town center, it's really difficult for me to raid that. However, I did find his berries, so pull back here. You know, militia are like super duper weak, right? So the goal is not to... we can't really kill anybody with militia, that's typically pretty difficult. So, you know, the goal is just to pull people's vills off the line, you know? Pull them off their resources or whatever, that way. I get a little bit of idle time on there. I'm not really going to be able to kill anything with the militia unless, like, my opponent micros, like, garbage. Okay, so that's really smart of him there, is he used some palisades to get a wall up there. I was just going to alternate between the gold and the berries, but looks like he has other plans for me. So. Down one more farm. Let me just pull back. And we get just a teeny bit of idle time in there, get him pissed off, annoyed, and life goes on. Now, my castle age is going to be quite slow because my eco is quite imbalanced. This woodline is also incredibly oversaturated. See where life takes us. When I get enough, well, I'll make a second one. I can take a scout out there, though. Ooh, that's nice. Pull back a little bit. Okay, I have enough wood now for a second lumber line. This will chop over here. We'll go back in to go raid his berries. Put down a bunch more houses and try and wall that area off, I guess. Should be able to get double bit axe in just a moment. Pull it back a bit. Is it possible to hotkey multiple buildings so you can move between all barracks by pressing the same hotkey? One second. Gotta make sure that the weakest militia is not the one in the front. I believe so, yes. I can just sell food and go up now. Perfecto. I think the plan is here is I'm gonna start transitioning into crossbows. I think that's a good idea. Let's put down a range over there. Yeah, already have double bits. Move in a little closer, I think. Cartography's free and they're forgotten. God bless. I think I'm gonna need a mining camp on the other side over here, just so my villagers don't have to walk so far to drop off. I have to be really careful because one of my militia is really low, and I want him to be in the back. I want all of my militia to sort of spread their damage out just a teeny bit. Let's see how much damage I can do here. Oh, I'm gonna kill that bill. Yep. Alright, one down. Pretty good castle time from Vanilla over there. Yeah, and we're just being annoying. That is what it's all about. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up this wall. Where the hell are my... What the hell are my villagers doing? Look at this. This is insane. The struggle, it's just too real. Villagers are way too high for this. Don't do drugs, kids. You end up like these villagers. Oh my. Yeah, definitely should get horse collar. If you guys, I guess, one tiny thing that would improve most people's gameplay is just get double bit axe like immediately in the feudal age, unless you're like fast castling. It makes a huge difference. Ooh, that militia is so low. But we're getting a lot of good damage off this Drush, so I'll take it. How are we doing over here? Ski Wars going for some archers, it looks like. Gray's got scouts. Ubidap is our pocket, so when this Rax goes up, I mean archer range, we're gonna go get Crossbowmen right off the bat. Can't afford Bodkin at the moment, but that is highly on the to-do list. It's more important to get Crossbowmen first, though. Continue raiding. I'm gonna prioritize my eco upgrades a little bit more over getting something like Bodkin, I think. Because I'm gonna be in this for a while. I can feel it already. I'll finally lose some of these militia, but it doesn't really matter. They did a good job. But the good news is that his wood line is probably able to be sniped over the wall by some crossbows. So we're gonna do that. Surprised about that little stream you promised. I want to get to Plat before I start making League of Legends content. That's just a personal goal of mine. That way, I guess people have a little bit more reason to take what I'm saying, somewhat seriously. Otherwise, it just sounds like I'm talking out of my ass half the time. Which I guess I would be, to a degree, but it helps to, not... I guess, if I'm higher rated, then my advice is a little bit more meaningful. That's how I see it, I guess. So, the goal, my goal was to get to Plat first, but I'll probably just do some League of Legends content. Before that, at this rate, I'm in Gold 1 right now. I'm climbing pretty quickly, I just don't really have too much time to play ranked. And I main support if you guys are curious. Ripped my 90% Soraka win rate though. I had a good run. Okay, so we're getting some good damage on him. Now, I spy with my little eye a gold mine that needs some attention from me. I feel kind of bad for Kazoogle, because he's taking a lot of damage off this. Sucks that he happens to be right next to me. He's got knights, though. Alright, that's unfortunate. Looks like raiding time is over. Might be able to get some free damage in on his guys as he's like focus firing down the crossbowmen. Okay, well, he's got knights, which makes this slightly harder. But if I get Bodkin at some point this year, that might help. Put down another TC. And then I'll put down another one, so I can start getting out villagers much faster. So I have enough crossbowmen at this point that his knights can't really fight me. If he wants to get into my... Oh, unless there's two people's knights. That makes this a little bit harder, but I am body blocking him, and this is the only, like, somewhat, I guess, reasonable entrance to my base. So if I just focus fire these knights down a little bit, I should be able to... Yeah, I have a very wonky schedule, as Teslano was saying, so I'll be back to Pokemon and the other Mumbo Jumbo as soon as I am back from my vacation, which is next weekend. So next week's streaming, or this coming week, I guess, is going to be really wonky, so we'll roll with it, but it's going to be wonky. Getting a lot of free night kills like this. Right, and I should be completely walled off at this point, so seems kind of dandy to me. Got a good number of crossbowmen, and these guys are throwing away knights like nobody's business, so why not? I have no objections. Looks like look at all the, look how close all my minerals are to each other. That's absurd. Whereas when you first start your game, what is the order? Let's see. What is the order you start in fashion of villager queuing, scouting, and house building? Okay, so I queued the villagers immediately. I think that's really important to do that. That should be the first thing you do. Is queue your villagers. Then I build the houses, and then like I'll start scouting and whatnot. Finding the sheep quickly is important, though. Those were like Kazoogle sheep or something like that, right? You must have found them with the scout and then hid them from me, but found them now, I guess. Multitasking this game, it's real. University out, I guess. Okay, I've killed a lot of knights, so I don't anticipate Kazoogle really to have much of defense here, so I think I can just waltz right in there and have my way with them. Let's see. If there's a mangonel on the other side of this wood line, that'd be very good of him to do that, but where'd those knights go? Or did I just kill most of them? Ski Wars looks like he's had a bit of a struggly game. Let's see where life takes us. Villagers huff and paint over there. They need to be playing Farming Simulator and lay off the drugs a little bit, I think. A couple of crossbows. Bring me thy gold line. You've mined gold far too long. Surrender thy gold to me and nobody gets hurt. Oh, since there's no mangonels here, I want to swap to line formation. That way, it's harder for him to get a surround on me. Means that as few of his knights as possible are hitting my guys. Let's see. Take these vills, I think. Put them over here on like a mining camp of some sort. Put another TC over there to protect those villagers, I guess. I think I can just put a lumber camp over there, I think. Stone mining. Can't afford it. Okay. Now we can move back in. Ballistics would be kind of swell, I think. Ballistics. That way he cannot run from me. That easily. Alright, surrender thy gold miners. Rez, will you ever get a face cam? Maybe. Not 100% sure on that. I'm not like the most photogenic guy, I guess, mostly because my allergies, you know, make me look really tired and sick all the time, because I usually am. So, not 100% sure about that. But I know there is a decent demand, so perhaps as the weather cools down and I am less congested, then I might do that. I don't think it'd be a regular thing, though. I know that when, like, Zero Empires did, like, a bunch of face cam stuff, some people weren't a huge fan of it, so I guess it depends on what people want. Let's see. What's going on over here? Ah, skirmishers! Okay, well, this is why I have this siege workshop here, just in case he wants to do skirms. Now, while I do have superior numbers here, I don't want to take this fight, even though I might be able to win it. I don't know what upgrades he has, but I have Bodkin. If he's at like a tech disadvantage, like he's missing padded archer armor, Bodkin arrow, or whatever, I could definitely win that fight. But it's not a favorable trade for me. I want to make sure that I can lose as little gold as possible, I guess, because, you know, his skirmishers only cost food and wood, which are very, very easily replenishable resources, so it's to my advantage to conserve my gold. I don't want to trade crossbowmen. It's like, you don't want to trade, even though knights can beat pikemen, you don't necessarily want to trade knights for pikemen. Okay, so now I have, you know, this here, mangonel, which should do some solid work over here against any of the skirmisher menace. I would also like to get my own elite skirms, I think, would be a good idea. Spawn a bunch of these. That would also help, I think. And probably start putting down a bunch of racks as well, because I know that there are knights in the area. I'll slowly move this line forward and pressure him. Rez, the game music can be a bit lower. Alright, thank you for letting me know, man. Audio is really important to me, so, you know, like, my biggest pet peeve is when the audio levels are very, very slightly off. So, if you guys want to keep me posted on how I can make the audio levels perfect, then let me know. That is, like, my biggest pet peeve. God. I love it when you, like, queue a bunch of farms with villagers and they all just, like, yeah, I'll just go walk to this farm that's clearly occupied, stand there in the middle of the field. I'm so high right now, I don't even know where I am. When I get housed, I queued up a shitload of houses. Perhaps not enough. I need way more lumberjacks. What is going on exactly? Get out of there, Mr. Mangonel. That is some sloppy micro from Pengueno. Thing is here is that while I'm focus firing the knights, he should be... Okay, I don't know that lag though. He should be focus firing my... he should be using his skirmishers to attack me at this time. He's not. I need to finish my upgrades. I'm gonna start transitioning into pikes. Let's see where life takes us after that. Gonna go for the usual trash and siege. What a twist. But Rez, you never make trash and siege. You need a drink? Yeah, because I got housed. What happens? Oh god. These vills, man. Come on, you can do it, you can do it. You can go to that farm. I know you can. Emperor Vanilla advanced to the Imperial Age. He's not on my team, so that's fantastic news as always. Put this castle here to defend my eco to raiding. Not that I think it's super duper vulnerable, but I don't want to lose any castles to a trebuchet of some sort. I did actually get a mangonel. Really hard for me to like micro manage my eco and read the Twitch chat and talk. I'm gonna do my damn best if I can. Give me all those free kills. Give it to me. What's going on over here exactly? Looks like actually this front is kind of being won. I question Ski Wars' decision to go for Mamluks with no upgrades. Ski Wars. Upgrades. I really do question that decision, but some Mamluks, I'm not sure why he's making them at all, but it's all fun and games, right? I like my Mamluks. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna redo all of my unit production hotkeys. These guys can be my 2s. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of wait a little bit to the Imperial Age, I think. What's going on over here? I'm going to wait a little bit to get to the Imperial Age, and then I'm going to start trebbing the ever-loving piss out of this guy. Let's see how that goes. Okay, is my scout finally going to die? So I really don't want him anymore. Just set him on aggressive. So real life takes this. Okay, almost have enough for another castle, so this one I'll put over here. Don't want to lose my castles to Trebs. He's definitely not on the to-do list. He's got a castle. So that's what I thought. I'm gonna need Trebs if I really want to push in here. I could push in with with Rams, but not feeling it. I can get a couple of these villas for free though. Yep, and maybe this one too. I think I'll get blacksmith. I'm gonna start forwarding his gold really heavily because I need to be aggressive if I want to win the these unfair matches. I need another blacksmith so I can really get the upgrades rolling. I should be conservative with my resources. So please. Give me some. Don't have that much to spare. Okay, not bad. I think I need another TC over here, that way I can start really saturating that thing in farms. I have too much wood, so I'm just trying to adjust my eco dynamically to meet my needs. So if you're floating something, just move your villagers from resource to resource until it gets better. But of all the things to float, wood is not the worst.
Yes.
What's going on over here? He's getting a couple free kills on me, but again, I'm only taking favorable trades despite not watching my troops at all. What I need right now, though, is a bunch of trebs. And I guess up those walls. Maybe a bunch of trebs. Those are high as fuck. These rams. So much junk to manage. Let's see. Res every request. Could you make a list of every existing strategy in Aoe2? Well, I'm sure I'd miss out on some, but that'd be a lot of work. But you know, I guess I see the use in that, so we'll put it on my to-do list, but a little lower on the priorities. That'd be a lot of work. Now, what I could use as well, I think, is I don't know if I want to necessarily forward castle, but I do want to protect all these minerals. I think forwarding a castle would be super duper risky, so I'm not feeling it. Chemistry. Can't afford it. Well, I really am floating a lot of it, though. I need to get my eco sorted out. ASAP. Otherwise the struggle will be too real. Okay, troops are here. Siege engineers, I need you. Super important tech. Range is everything. God, look at this trebuchet just getting stuck on shit. Alright, good job, guys. My teammates appear to be doing some serious work. Guess we've got this, match in the bag, maybe. Still isn't deployed. You're fired! Resident, any balance changes you would suggest if they were releasing a patch? It's a good question. I would definitely buff the Ink and Eagle Warriors in some way. I think giving them a more meaningful bonus than 10% movement speed would be nice. Because the Incas are a decent civ. They've got a very, very powerful tower rush. Their early game flank is pretty good. But if they're in like the pocket, you know, their late game I'm not necessarily super impressed with. Mostly because they can't raid for shit. So that would be kind of nice if they could. I think the game is actually pretty well balanced in its current iteration. I think that they've done a really good job with that. I would definitely buff the Incas Eagle Warriors in some way. If they wanted to go the movement speed route, I would just give them an absurd amount of movement speed. But I think that that's not as important as combat stats per se. It's a lot of cataphracts. So, no, I'd have to think about that. That's kind of a tough question. Holy shit! This is why I've got all these mangonels, I guess. Looks like I just killed all of his skirmishers, because fortunately Penguin was not watching his guys, but that was a really scary looking army there for a minute, but everything changed when the Mangonel Nation attacked. Oh, get this skirm. Alright, I got this guy by the balls. I have you now. See anything else that would change? I guess I'd try and find a way to tone down the Koreans a little bit in the late game. Maybe give them a slightly better early game. Give them like a more meaningful eco bonus, but yeah, their siege onagers are disgusting, so. Res grows tired of dying to their siege onagers in Black Forest. But no, I think this game is pretty well balanced in its current iteration. I mean, for a game like Age of Mythology or something like that, I think it needs a shitload more work. There's so much that needs to be done in Age of Mythology, whereas Aoe2, it's pretty damn good in its current iteration. I think that's why it's lasted so long as a game. Granted, you know, before, you know, the Forgotten Empire's changes, there were some pretty significant imbalances going on, but they fixed most of the severe ones. Sorry if I'm missing out on some people's Twitch questions. I can't look at the chat all the time when I'm playing, but I definitely read it like extensively, like after the stream. I watch the VODs, so I do read everything you write eventually. And then you know, like between games, but during games it's a lot harder. I'll make even more mistakes. That's not possible. Oh, it is. Bring me that gold. I want the gold. Let's see. Gives these 3. Somehow I'm winning these fights without barely looking at them. Hotkeys really helps you manage your stuff, guys. H and C. H is the hotkey that like brings you back to A town center, and then C creates a villager. Like it absolutely got it. Makes this game a million times easier. I think they changed the hotkeys though. I'm just using the really ancient ones because of muscle memory, and I can't use different hotkeys. I'm sure there are better hotkeys, but either way, the one where you select your TC and later you create a villager, like I just constantly mash those. It helps a lot. My team is over here right now, and it looks like they have finished off Sebastian over there. I think his Twitch name is Hello Nasty One. So, yep. I think it's time to start working on some trade as well. There's our market. Look at all these delicious resources. Surrender thy resources to me. Nobody gets hurt. Yeah, it's a pretty good combo. Siege onagers, or just onagers, you know, siege and trash. Works pretty well. Use it for most of my problems. The nice thing about this is it, you know, as part of my playstyle, is I'm really conservative with my resources, so I'm not really losing too much, even if I take a bunch of unfavorable trades. I lose a couple of battles here and there. As you know, my opponents who are heavily investing in, you know, their heavy cataphracts and whatnot, their elite cataphracts, they are, you know, they're losing a lot more money than I am. Every time they lose a battle, it's a ton of gold, and for me, I'm really investing the minimum in these resources, and considering that I'm at a disadvantage numbers-wise, it's really to my advantage to be conservative with what I got. Now, I do see him putting up a TC over there. I need that gold, so I'm going to have to object to this. Okay, so this is what Salt Marsh looks like. Interesting. I think these villas here are kind of obsolete at this point. I see your light cavalry. Okay, so he's going to kill all my gold miners, which is fine, I guess. I'm going to repopulate that area as soon as I kill that damn town center. Bring some of these over here. I don't care if I'm sending these bills in to die, I've got money to burn. Undeployed food. I got you, dude. This is working out quite nicely, actually. I'll take it. No paladins, though. Huh? Ah. Well, this is why I have all those castles here. Keep a bunch of vills to just replace those. Not a big deal. However, what would be nice is another castle, I think. Would make this area a bit more defensible. So I don't need to queue up that many vills, though. Okay, those should replace all the lost farmers, and now we're back to pushing. Push, 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 push. This is Age of Empires 2, Chip Toby. Age of Empires 2 HD Edition, to be specific. It's the HD remake on Steam. Did I finally... Oh god, he's gonna kill all my onagers with the villager. Not on my watch, buddy. I've got pikemen. Most OP unit in the game. Joking, obviously. Pikemen not known for their offensive powerhouse. So much damage. Just push it in a little bit. So, I think it's time for Berserks, guys. I think it's Berserker time. It's always Berserker time, right? Let's see. These guys are all sprees. Oh, yeah, and it's time for some Berserkers. Send that guy over there, I don't really care. Seems to be another TC location. I have some objections. Okay. Oh yeah! Berserkers! I summon thee! We need a lot more pikes. It looks like he's really investing in these paladins. Cataphracts, I think, were a slightly better choice, but maybe he doesn't have the cash for them. Not that much more expensive paladins. Because, you know, all my guys are really, like, they're really squishy, right? They've got really low HP and armor, so the fact that cataphracts do trample damage, meaning that their attacks, like, do damage in small AoE every time they attack. And it's like a cleave, I guess. Makes them really, really good against the squishy units like this. Although, you know, cataphracts do have a much weaker pierce armor than paladins, so maybe he's concerned with my herbalists. So that's fair, I guess. Farms. Running out of resources still. Yeah, I got some berserk coming out. back this front up a little bit. Berserkers do have an attack bonus versus cavalry in the Forgotten, which is pretty sick if I do say so myself. Helps the, one of the biggest weaknesses of the Vikings on land is that they really have nothing to deal with cavalry, and they don't really get any good cavalry of their own, which makes them not too good in the late game. Poor ability to raid, as well as respond to raids. They do have pikemen, but pikemen have a less, their attack bonus is smaller than the attack bonus that halberdiers get, so even though their pikemen have more HP than a halberdier, halberdier is still better. I found you! No town center for you! Look at all this delicious gold. Could all be mine. Wait. Take that gold off your hands if you don't mind. That was really smart of Vanilla to try and get some raiding in, because, you know, when you're not in a great position... Like, see, he's still trying to raid me. If you're not doing particularly hot, you might want to even the playing field a little bit by throwing in some raids, as he's doing, but a little too late, I guess. I am prepared, actually, so... GG, well played! Opponents played this quite well. But yeah, raiding is really good if you're not in a position in which you can, like, take straight-up fights. Your opponent has really outboomed you and you need to even the playing field somehow, and your base isn't being under, you're not under attack, so you don't need to necessarily use your army. You just need these guys here. They're just idle. It's a really good way to even the playing field. I really recommend that you guys raid as well. Keep your opponent contained, keep him distracted. That's all fine and dandy, except I have all of my castles in my own eco, which is personal preference of mine. I think a lot of players will mistakenly put their castles way too far forward, they'll lose them to trebuchets, the base will be exposed to raiding. You know, in this case, my offense is much weaker, but I'm not able to really be raided by those cataphracts. If I were him, I'd probably be using the cataphracts to actually fight my units, because that's what the cataphracts are better at, and use the paladins to raid me. Because when you're raiding, high pierce armor is really important because you're going to be taking a lot of arrow hits from castles, town centers, and whatnot. So it's pretty important that you have a high pierce armor, but for these straight-up fights, cataphracts will be a bit better against my army. Cataphracts are not the greatest raiding unit. They do kill clumped-up villagers pretty quickly, though. That's just my 2 cents. My opponents are playing... They play this quite well. Especially, major credit to my teammates, Didubidap and Ski Wars. They held their side quite well, and they took care of Gray and everybody, and, well, yeah, they've been doing good work. They didn't need any help from me at all besides tribute, and that's how I like it, because if I can just solo push one side and my teammates can take care of the other ones, then we got this game in the bag. But it's when my attention and troops have to be divided, I only have so much population, that things can get a little messier. Let's see, I got rid of all of this stuff right. Okay, yeah. Oh, I know, Hello Nasty One is P4 or something like that. I'm confused. Who is that guy? I thought Sebastian was actually Hello Nasty One. Yeah, whatever, I don't really care. But yes, GG, well played. This was a really good game, actually. I'm quite satisfied with how this one turned out. Not bad. Not bad. Hopefully you all enjoyed this one. If you did, and you can leave me a like rating, I would really, really appreciate it. So, thank you in advance. Let's check out the achievements. Hello, Ronnie Davis. All civilizations are created equal. It's just some are more equal than others. I mean, I'll tell you that the Vikings are actually one of my favorites land civs. I don't play them on water maps because they're pretty ridiculous there, but I think they're a pretty interesting land civ, and that in the Forgotten, their late game isn't as bad anymore. Because their Berserkers actually have an attack bonus versus cavalry, which means, they're a little less susceptible to, like, mass paladins and whatnot, but I like the Vikings' strong eco, I like their selection of units. They might not be the most adaptable civ, but I think they're quite solid, and I enjoy them. There are better, much better land civs. Well, thank you, Hello Nasty One. Always good to hear. Hey, Rez, when you're in the pocket, do you send troops to both sides or focus on one side? Ideally, Packy, you would send your troops to only one side. Sometimes, your teammates will need you on both sides, and that's fine, but if it's like a 4v4, you want to put, 2 teammates on one side and then 2 teammates on the other, ideally. That's usually the optimal thing, but, you go where you're needed. So if your teammates need you on both sides, then, you know, we roll with it, but ideally you would only focus on one side. That way you can put as much pressure as possible. Hello, Aatrox. Berserkers do have an attack bonus for his buildings, but so does, like, every infantry unit. In the Forgotten, they have a new technology, Chieftains, which adds an attack bonus versus cavalry. It's only like +4, so it's not that big, but really anything helps, and I think the Berserkers are already underrated units, so it's nice to have at least, you know, a little bit more power to them. +4 isn't that much, but it helps. Hello, the Light Empire. Welcome. This is a good game. As you can tell, you know, part of the secret to success is a really strong economy. So, you know, I can tell I got, you know, highest resources collected for most things except for wood. I was beaten by a little bit by Dedubidat, but that makes sense. He was like Celts, I think. I'm not 100% sure. So, yeah, also tech's important. I had 51 research count, even though I was missing a lot of techs anyway, which I definitely should have gotten at the university, but hard to manage everything at the same time. But tech's very important. Poor Kazoogle over here really didn't get that many techs going, but he got pressured pretty hard. So that makes sense. Advancement times are kind of slow due to the Drush, but worth it. My castle age didn't need to be that slow. I could have maybe made it like a full minute or even 2 minutes faster if I managed that a little bit more efficiently, but you know, that's how it works out. The Drush proved to be incredibly successful. I got a couple villagers. I got a lot of idle time from Kazoogle off that, so not bad. You know, those castles prevented me from being raided. That's usually my secret, is that once I get a really strong economy, I'm completely protected by castles. I'm a pain in the ass to get raided. And that way people can only really take me in a straight-up fight, which is pretty nice. Unless they're, you know, really seriously committing to raiding me and they send like 60 paladins in. But if they're sending 60 paladins in my base, then they're going to lose theirs. So I'm just going to push in. Why don't I go paladins? Because I'm the Vikings, so I don't get paladins. I get the shittiest horses ever. Unless that was a joke. Alright, well anyway, hopefully you all enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to leave me a like rating as well as check out the rest of the stuff on my YouTube page. I have plenty of other Age of Empires 2 videos there, as well as videos for other games, so if you like this video, you'll probably like those as well. So thank you so much for the support as always, guys. I really do appreciate it. And we'll be back in a couple minutes with the next match of the live stream, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back. So thanks again for the support, guys. I'll see you all in just a minute. Yes, I'm going to play another, yes. GG, well played.